From coast to coast, the sky dimmed, and for a few breathtaking moments, millions of Americans looked upward in collective awe. The 2025 solar eclipse wasn't just an astronomical event. It was a national moment of unity, wonder, and shared silence. In this video, you'll witness how every U.S. state experienced the celestial spectacle, from the sun-drenched deserts of the southwest to the icy peaks of Alaska to the beaches of Florida. No intro, no fluff. Let's dive straight into the moment the sky changed. Starting with Washington, where the early eclipse watchers stood beneath tall pines, pointing to the sky as shadows began to bend. In Oregon, crowds in Portland gathered in parks and rooftops, murmuring as light began to fade. In California, viewers from Los Angeles to the Bay Area watched as palm trees cast strange elongated shadows, and people froze in awe as a diamond ring effect burst into view. Every second of this visual journey is real footage from each state, capturing authentic reactions and the natural drama in the sky. In Nevada, the dry desert landscape darkened rapidly, and crowds along highways and national parks clapped as a corona appeared. In Arizona, eclipse chasers in Sedona and Flagstaff experienced a drop in temperature and eerie quiet as the moon blocked the sun. Families sat on car hoods, friends recorded selfies mid-totality, and spontaneous cheers echoed across the mesas. Across New Mexico, picnic tables turned into eclipse stations, and voices whispered, "Look at that!" as the sky turned a cool shade of twilight. Texas brought out some of the most energetic reactions. In Austin, people flooded rooftops, and in Dallas, downtown parks were packed with eclipse glasses-wearing workers on their lunch break. When totality hit, an audible gasp swept across the crowd, followed by complete silence and then burst of celebration. In Houston, camera phones recorded the corona's bright shimmer and the sky's rapid transformation. Each state's unique energy gives a rhythm to this video, and we've captured it all in sequence. Heading north, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri showed a mix of urban and rural views. In Tulsa, people on bridges stopped in their tracks. In St. Louis, the Gateway Arch formed a stunning frame for the eclipse moment. Families on farms across Kansas stood in open fields, capturing the eclipse's shadow as it swept across the land. Over in Nebraska, vast stretches of flat land made the event feel more dramatic, with the darkness approaching like a wave from the horizon. Moving further up, the Midwest states like Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Illinois featured incredible footage of people reacting emotionally. In Chicago, viewers clustered at Millennium Park, watching as the buildings around them dimmed. Drone footage shows how city skylines faded into a soft dust light before bursting back into daytime. Wisconsin's lakes reflected the eerie half-light, and children stood open-mouthed as birds paused at chirping and the sky became still. In the northeastern U.S., Pennsylvania, New York, and New Jersey brought powerful urban visuals. In Manhattan, rooftop crowds went silent as the eclipse reached its peak, followed by cheers and applause. In Philadelphia, friends watching on the steps of historic buildings celebrated together. New Jersey's beaches hosted families who turned from ocean waves to the sky above, capturing the moment when the sun was swallowed and reborn. In New England states like Massachusetts, Vermont, and Maine, the eclipse cast long shadows across forests and coastline. In Boston, parks were filled with picnic blankets and shared eclipse glasses, and reactions ranged from quiet or to audible excitement. In Maine, especially along the rocky coastlines, people stood in silence as the corona formed a glowing ring behind drifting clouds, creating an unforgettable visual. Let's pause for a second. If you saw your state in this footage so far, hit that like button, drop a comment with your eclipse memory, share this with anyone who experienced it with you, and subscribe for more sky-watching moments like this. Your engagement keeps this journey alive. In the South, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and the Carolinas showed beach and inland gatherings alike. In Atlanta, people crowded onto balconies and parks. Charleston saw viewers on historic rooftops and riverfronts. Beachgoers in Myrtle Beach pointed upward, capturing stunning footage with waves below and the corona above. In Florida, Miami's beaches turned into eclipse parties, with cheers erupting as the light returned. Tampa, Orlando, and Jacksonville all contributed clips where skies changed rapidly and people laughed, clapped, or stood silently in amazement. Heading toward the heartland again, states like Arkansas, Kentucky, and Tennessee showcased moments under wide skies and rolling hills. In Nashville, Musicians paused street performances mid-song to gaze upward. Memphis city parks filled with kids and grandparents alike, all united by the disappearing sun. Arkansas residents in the Ozarks captured totality with dramatic mountain silhouettes in the background. In Kentucky, small towns buzzed with excitement, and then everything hushed as the sky dimmed like a slow curtain fall. The Great Plains, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Montana offered some of the most expansive sky footage. With fewer obstructions, viewers captured wide, uninterrupted views of the eclipse shadow racing across wheat fields and open highways. In Wyoming, eclipse tourists gathered in national parks, and clips from Yellowstone showed bears pausing and elk growing quiet as twilight settled over snow-capped peaks. Colorado footage from the Rockies brought sharp contrast, dark sky above jagged mountains and applause from onlookers below. Utah's red rock landscapes looked otherworldly under the partial darkness. Viewers in Salt Lake City and Zion National Park shouted excitedly during peak totality. Nevada had its moment of eerie calm on the Vegas Strip, where fountains paused and crowds watched in silence. Idaho clips from mountaintop lookouts captured the moon's motion clearly, as campers who had stayed up all night got their reward. These Midwestern and Western states showcase how geography shapes the visual and emotional reaction. Alaska delivered stunning images, people in Anchorage standing in snow-lined streets pointing upward, with the sun partially blocked and casting surreal glows on icy rooftops. In remote areas, the sky darkened quickly and animals reacted. Voices whispered reverently, "It's beautiful." And finally, Hawaii's beaches became a paradise for eclipse watchers. Palms waved in the breeze as shadows stretched and disappeared. Onlookers on Maui gasped as the sun disappeared behind the moon while waves sparkled under a cosmic glow. Throughout this video, each scene is labeled with a state name, percent eclipse coverage, and a quick timestamp of peak viewing. This way, you can follow the eclipse path and relive your own experience, or see how others witness the same sky event in completely different settings. Alongside the footage, listen to authentic crowd reactions, voiceovers describing the feelings in real time, and carefully chosen music that rises during moments of totality and quiets when light returns. Let's highlight 5 unforgettable clips. First, Seattle's moment of soft golden light and astonished silence. Second, Flagstaff's crowd-wide gasp and tears. Third, Chicago's silhouette under a dim sky. Fourth, the joyous cheers along Miami Beach. And fifth, the moment snow-covered peaks in Anchorage glowed under the corona. These were the most iconic moments captured on film during this eclipse, each one showing America's diversity, geography, and emotion under the same sky. As the eclipse concluded and daylight returned, the reactions were just as powerful. Children screamed with joy, adults sighed in relief, and everyone knew they had witnessed something once in a lifetime. Birds chirped again, wind picked up, and life resumed, but different. The memory of this day lingers in the hearts of millions, each one holding their own version of the sky going dark and coming back to light. Before we end, one last reminder. If this video brought back memories or helped you relive the moment, give it a like, leave a comment with your location and what you felt during the eclipse. Share this with fellow eclipse watchers, and don't forget to subscribe for more moments that unite us under one sky. From the Pacific to the Atlantic, from snowy peaks to sunny beaches, America looked up, and for once, we all felt the same thing at the same time. This was a 2025 solar eclipse, captured in all 50 states. And it was unforgettable.